Are you guys ready for this? Sorry, I promise the rest of this post is going to be better than that nasty pun. So here it is. We can visualize it a lot better on the water and in a canoe. The canoe is your body. The oar is the only thing making contact with the water. When you're running, the only thing that can truly speed you up effectively is your leg. So back to that same analogy, if I'm in the water and I'm taking the oar out and I'm driving it forward, trying to like move my body, move the oar forward, move my canoe forward using just the oar versus putting in the water and pushing back, pushing the earth backwards. The way I go faster is I put the oar in the water and I push harder. Same with running. I can push harder and increase my excursion. You'll see my hip extension. There's a direct correlation with how fast I'm going and how high my back leg goes. But there's something that's really important. I'm not going to touch on in this post because it's too much of kinetics versus kinematics, of what muscles are taking the leg through that position. That leg can go through the position and it can be different things. It can be the hamstrings pulling up. It can be just passively coming along from the backwards momentum and bringing the leg forward. Because yes, your hamstrings do work. And the whole thing where I talk about don't pull out is the hamstrings are active at the hip, not at the knee in the back part phase of running. So the hamstring helps to extend the glute back, extends to extend the hip. So it helps with the tush. But what I don't want is bringing my heel up towards my butt using my hamstring. That's the same analogy of putting the oar in the water, pushing the water slightly back and pulling it out early and bringing it all the way up. I hope this was helpful to you to talk about the push-off phase. I want to talk about now of this landing, because a lot of times you'll see I'm landing towards my heel and I'm not overstriding. I'm trying to get you guys away from that, because the only way, this is important, the only way to land midfoot or forefoot is if you're bounding, if you're in the air excessively. In order to skim the ground, this is what we have to do. Back to the oar analogy, as I'm pushing the water backwards, I'm skimming the ground, skimming the water, bringing the oar forward. If I shorten it up too much and I don't reach and grab more water, same with running, if I don't grab a little bit more ground, then I lose out on a lot of power. But you'll notice though, same analogy, it's not overstriding if I shift my weight to that lead leg once it's underneath me. I'm not throwing my leg out and just continuing that momentum going forward. That is overstriding. That's that kickstand. Land, don't kickstand. I hope that helps talk about a couple things. Pushing versus pulling and where we're more productive with our power. We'll touch on later the hamstrings being active at the hip but not at the knee. The faster that I go, the further I go back, the harder I push the water, and we'll see the oar go back and the leg, the hip extension gets longer, and I do hit the ground harder to create more force. And also the landing. I'm not reaching all the way out in front and continuing to reach, but I am trying to grab a little bit more water, a little bit more land to have that longer stride to propel me forward more. So I know there's a lot of things going on. I hope that helps to have an aha moment for a lot of you. Again, please, questions, comments down below. If you don't get something, I'm here to help. I just want to help you guys. Thanks for being here.